Test. Fieldhouse for this afternoon's women's hockey game between the Tigers of Princeton University and your RPI Engineers. Let's meet the starters for both clubs. First, for Princeton, a forward from Arthur, Ontario, number 9 sophomore, Molly Cantini. A forward from East York, Ontario, number 7 junior, Jamie McDonnell. A forward from Toronto, Ontario, number 18 sophomore, Hillary Lloyd. A defenseman from Horsham, PA, number 11 sophomore, Kelsey Holzer. A defenseman from Clarendon Hills, Illinois, number 17 senior, Brianne Mahoney. In goal today for the Tigers from Vancouver, British Columbia, number 33 junior, Kimberly Newell. And the rest of the Tigers of Princeton University. The head coach of the Tigers is Jeff Coppersall. The assistant coaches are Kara Mori and Lee J. Mirasello. Now introducing the starters for your RPI Engineers. A forward from Belleville, Ontario, number 15 sophomore, Laura Horwood. Forward from Guilford, New Hampshire, number 14 freshman, Shayna Tomlinson. A forward from Arlington Heights, Illinois, number 4 senior co-captain, Ali Swoboda. A defenseman from Anoka, Minnesota, number 20 freshman, Amanda Kimberly. Defenseman from Clarence Center, New York, number 12 junior, Jen Godin. And in goal this afternoon for the Engineers from Sussex, Wisconsin, number 31 senior, Kelly O'Brien. And the rest of the RPI Engineers. The head coach of the Engineers is John Burke in his 12th season. The assistant coaches are Melanie Freeman and Derek Alfonso. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise for the playing of the national anthems of Canada and the United States.
Good afternoon, hockey fans, and welcome to the Houston Fieldhouse for today's ECAC hockey matchup between the Princeton Tigers and the Engineers of RPI. My name is Perry Lascaris. I'm your home for RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. The Engineers come in 3-12-2, 1-5 in ECAC hockey play. The Tigers are 7-1. They are 5-4 in league play. Teams getting off their winter breaks, couple weeks off. They're back at practice last week and into New Year's as we are underway here from the Fieldhouse. Just 14 seconds in. Engineers skating from right to left across your radio dials. They're wearing their home whites with black and red trim. There's a shot on goal. They score! Shot from the point. Ali Svoboda was there to redirect it home, and the Engineers have an early lead. They beat Kimberly Newell, the junior from Vancouver, British Columbia, excuse me. Ali Svoboda with her fourth of the season. The senior captain has the Engineers out in front just 24 seconds into the game. Shot came from the point. I'm not exactly sure who it was. We'll get to the full scoring on that in a moment. Anyway, the Engineers have an early lead over the Tigers. Puck dumped in by Princeton to the far corner. Brandy Banks is there, pinned up against the back wall by Fiona McKenna. Played up the far side, kept in at the point by Pankowski. Into the circle it goes. Banks has it. She'll move it into the corner. Kimberly picks up the assist. That's her first collegiate point. She took the shot from the point. I couldn't quite tell who it was. But either way, the Engineers have the lead, as I mentioned, on Svoboda's fourth of the year. She scored in RPI's last game, a 3-2 loss to the Yale Bulldogs. Remember, in the series opener that weekend, as the shot comes from the point, easily sticked away on the try by Mari Mankey. Mankey behind the goal, into the corner. She'll cycle it for Wash. Wash back to the point. Tough control there for Bohanek, but she keeps it in and dumps it down low. Mari Mankey taken away by Pankowski. She'll flip it up the far boards and connect there. Skate out to center with it. Outlet pass thrown near side. Looking for Morgan Sly. Unable to connect, the Engineers will move it back out to center. 1-0 RPI leading on a goal in the very first minute of the game by Ali Svoboda. As the Tigers get it around Kristen Shanahan. Had it taken off her stick. Engineers trying to clear. Wash gets it out to center, where it's picked up by Aubrey Potts. And then now the Tigers go D to D. They'll try the far side and skate it out through center ice. Alev Basoy into the RPI zone. The caroms around towards the near corner. It's a solid start to the season for the Princeton Tigers. They're 5-4 in league play, although they're coming off of a little bit of a difficult stretch, which ended with a win, but it included a 6-game losing streak. The centering pass out in front, deflected away, and the Engineers will skate it out to center ice. Here comes Katie Rooney with it, sophomore from Buffalo, Minnesota. 2 assists on the season for her, driving to the net. It's poked free, and she scores! Somehow it snuck in. I thought she had it poke checked away, but she kept driving to the net. Looked like Newell lost sight of it. There were 2 defenders, but they were standing on the side of the cage. And I thought for all the world it had been broken up, but she drove it right in, and I think it snuck in near post. A goal for Katie Rooney is the first of the season for her, and the second of her collegiate career. So RPI with an early 2-0 lead, and this one, I know still early, but a little bit reminiscent of the Brown game RPI played a few Fridays ago. In fact, it was quite a few with the winter break, but they jumped on Brown in the first period, scoring 4 goals. They're actually up 6-0 after 2, and they held on for a 7-5 win. But right now it's 2-0 on Rooney's first of the year and Svoboda's fourth, as the defensive zone draw is won by the Tigers. Strabley behind the net, gets pestered by Svoboda. Puck comes free to the point, kept in by Horwood on the back end, flipped it over everybody. It'll go down low. Ali Pankowski, senior from Laguna Hills, California. She'll track it down there. Pankowski knocked away by Svoboda. Svoboda taps it back, looking for Tomlinson. It's intercepted and cleared out to center ice by the Tigers. Banks back to get it. She'll have it there. Playing up the far side boards. Svoboda into the zone. Horwood has to toe the line to stay on side. Then she gets dumped into the zone, or that was Tomlinson rather. She'll have to touch up, and the Engineers will carry on with the forecheck. Princeton out of their own end, neutral zone. Good poke check there by Taylor Mahoney. Trying to move it into the zone with the Tigers. They were denied. Playing it off the wall was Grushaw. She'll continue to try to work it into the zone. Coming over from her right defensive position to the left side was Brianne Mahoney. Now she's tied up behind the goal by Grushaw. Grushaw in the corner, taken over by Brianna Leahy, senior from Waterloo, Ontario. Outlet pass connects to the far side boards, chipped up the wall now to center ice. Holding it there and feeding it ahead. Good backhand pass. Finds Leahy in the zone. Backhander scooped up by the goaltender O'Brien. It was headed wide, but she gloved it anyway. 15:52 on the clock, first period. 2-0 RPI leading on just 3 shots. They're out shooting the Tigers 3-1 early on. This Engineers team, as I mentioned, went 1-1 in their last series. In fact, they've split their last 2 weekends of competition. They split with RIT, winning 4-1 and losing 3-0. And, of course, the 7-5 Brown game I mentioned, the 3-2 loss to Yale the following day. So the Engineers looking to at least continue the first half of that trend and get a win on Friday, as they have an early lead here. Mankey digging for it, kicked at. And now into the zone. Leahy, a shot, kicked away. Played to the near side half wall. Centering pass, poked into the air, and it'll head into the stands. We'll have a stoppage here. 15:09 left in the first. 2-0 Engineers leading. These two teams met back on November 15th. It was a 2-1 overtime win for the Tigers in Princeton, New Jersey. Morgan Sly scored in that game to start the scoring. Then Laura Horwood tied things up at 6:39 of the third period with an overtime goal at 2:18. Kristen Shanahan picked up the game winner. Tigers on the attack, kept in far point by Colzer. Right back to Kelsey Colzer. Takes one shot that deflected off of Walsh and into the near corner. Outlet pass to Rooney. She'll carry up the near side. Into the zone, is poked away for a second. Rooney back on it. All alone in the offensive end as their teammates change behind her. Rooney has RPI's second goal, first of the season for her. And a real good individual effort. Just kind of stuck with the play. It looked to be dead. I thought it was knocked away by the defense, but she snuck it past Kimberly Newell for the goal. Engineers have it in their own end. Well, quick outlet pass, tapped into the zone by Tomlinson. Controlled by the Tigers. Mahoney up the far side boards. That's taken away by the Engineers. Horwood gives it back to Schilter. Catherine Schilter working up the near wall for Horwood. Schilter can't quite keep it in. Horwood's going to have to touch up. Tigers have it, and they look to break out far side. Into the zone they come. Grushaw over there. All the way around the net. That was McKenna. Grushaw lost her stick. Penalty coming on the RPI junior forward, Alexa Grushaw. Looks like they're good for hooking or maybe a trip. We'll see. Either way, power play time for the Princeton Tigers. It's going to be a trip. First man advantage opportunity for Princeton. Engineers on the kill this year, 67.2%. That's 41 out of 61. We'll get a chance to see the Princeton power play here. The Tigers are 13.6% on the season, 8 for 59. Work it down low, goal side, near side, centering pass all the way through, shot, and they score. The initial shot was stopped by O'Brien. It looked like it was Hillary Lloyd who got the second effort on it, the sophomore from Toronto, Ontario. And if it is Lloyd's, it's her third of the season. A power play goal brings the visitors back to within 2-1. Still a lot of time in this game. 13:24 on the clock, first period. But the Engineers' penalty kill, which has struggled most of the year, you can tell by that number, under 70% is not good. And the Tigers take advantage. A 2-1 game now. This was, of course, the final score in Princeton not too long ago, back in November, in favor of the Tigers, but appears this is going to be a little bit more open affair. Shot coming, save made, knocked away nicely. Bohonic back-checking there. Getting back to her position. May have denied a Princeton goal there. She defended the side of the cage O'Brien had left vacant after making the stop. Into the zone now comes Mankey, takes a tight angle shot, blocker save, rebound put wide. And it was Middlebrook driving the net. Tried to knock that one out of the air. It would have been a sensational goal if she would have pulled it off. Trying to corral that rebound that Newell popped in the air. Cleared out to center. Engineers have it there. They'll shoot it right back into the zone, where it's picked up by Colzer. Into the zone they come. Shot towards the net. Knocked away by the stick. It was a centering pass from behind the goal, and O'Brien sticked away. Now kicked at by Svoboda. Moved ahead to Horwood. She kicks it to herself. Plays it far side. Into the zone come the Engineers. Tomlinson. She's pinched off the puck by Ali Pankowski. Puck loose to McKenna. McKenna, near side. Straight into the zone. It'll be chased down by Leahy. No. Leahy said that she touched it, or at least that's the indication she's given me from this point at the referee, saying I got a piece of the puck. Officials disagree. Icing called on the Tigers. Shots are 5-3 RPI early on. They lead 2-1. 11:58 on the clock, first period. As I mentioned, this Tigers team lost 6 in a row before beating Dartmouth on December 6th. That's how they kind of closed out the first half of their season. Puck kicked ahead, and falling down on the play was McKenna. Does get it deep into RPI territory. Jen Godin over there for RPI. Up the wall for Walsh. Backhanded to center. Race for the puck. Rooney's going to try and get there, and she will in the circle. Centering pass. Tied up there. Centering again is Walsh trying to get to it. Still loose. And Rooney had a crack at it again. It's finally cleared out of danger. Good work by this unit here, this RPI fourth line. Hilwa was the one who had the initial pass come to her. She was tied up by the defense, but did get it towards the goal. Rooney was there on the rebound attempt and nearly stuck it by Newell for a second. Lloyd gets it deep for Princeton. Back to get it, Grushaw. Grushaw far side, picked up there. Bumped was Jamie McDonald. And now carried out to center across the blue line. Shot was blocked and the try by Raspa. It'll be controlled by the Tigers at center ice. Carrying along Contini into the zone. Pulls it back. Takes a shot right on and a save made by O'Brien. Contini was given a little bit too much space there and got a shot away from right between the hash marks in the center of the ice. And a lot of net to shoot at there, but O'Brien was able to make the stop. Contini kind of did the senior goaltender a favor, put it right on her. 10:43 left in the first. 2-1 RPI leading over the Princeton Tigers. First game here of 2015, and we have a doubleheader, back-to-back doubleheaders here this weekend. Centering pass all the way through on the try, on the attempt rather, on the backhand by Morgan Sly. Comes free to the near side half wall. Wash ahead. Pass was behind Mankey, controlled by Sly once more at center. Plays it back to Pankowski. Pankowski near side for Sly, too far for her. Bohonic there, she'll backhand it up the wall, looking for Wash. Wash turns away from the boards, finds Whitney Wren. Wren skating with it, through center ice, chips it off the boards and chases after it deep. Pankowski and Wren go into it in the near corner. Knocked loose by Mankey. And still Mankey, and now Wren digging for it. It's worked free by Sly, who has to be coming into a shift here. She plays it ahead. Into the zone, 1-on-2. Shot coming to Flax, and it goes trickling just wide. I believe that was Cassidy Tucker in there. Now another centering try. That one's cleared away. Banks had a chance to clear again behind the goal. She's tied up. It's picked up by McKenna. McKenna backhand centering pass, looking for Tucker, intercepted by the Engineers, and skated out to center. It's Catherine Schilter. Mahoney plays it ahead. Now that's Brianne Mahoney. And now into the zone. Svoboda kicking at it. Puck played behind the goal. Svoboda looking for it. It kind of went in the air, and she lost sight of it for a second, but did track it down. Backhanded in the air towards the point, knocked down Kimberly. Picked up her first collegiate point today on the assist on RPI's first goal. The freshman from Anoka, Minnesota, on the blue line. Now she's the last one, I should say, to pick up a point here this season. Skated ahead by Leahy. She'll just dump it into the RPI zone. It goes over the RPI net and behind the cage. Near corner, picked up by Rooney. Looking to outlet the puck, or was Kimberly rather. That was intercepted. One-timer, they score in front. Pretty pass, and nothing Piper could do about it. McDonald did the feeding, and I believe it was finished off by Hillary Lloyd. If it's Lloyd, it's her second of the game and fourth of the year. I think she was the one who put that one home. A little bit of a screen from where I sit. Either way, it's 2-2. Engineers getting the first 2 goals of the game. 8:27 left in the first period. Lloyd back on it, looking for the natural hat trick. And it's knocked off her stick as she couldn't get the shot away. Now Gruschow. Stick handling through center, lost the handle, plays it to the far side, does get it deep with some help from Mankey. It was Lloyd's second. Mahoney takes the shot, it's blocked. And now skated ahead by the Tigers. Shot coming, glove saved by O'Brien, and she holds on there. Tigers have fought back here with the offensive play. That was Kirsten Falk with that shot, freshman from Ham Lake, Minnesota. With the shot off the rush, but the glove save was made by Kelly O'Brien. O'Brien on the season, making her 9th appearance. She's 1-5-2. Or excuse me, 10th appearance. She's 2-7. I'm reading Piper's numbers. 2-7 with a 3.23 goals against and a 901 save percentage. The puck came right in on O'Brien off the defensive zone draw, and she was able to cover up. Shots are 8-7 Princeton now after the Engineers held the edge in that department for the first half of the opening period. Banks far side. Scooping up the wall for Walsh. Touch pass ahead to center. Rooney trying to fight through a defender. That was Pankowski. Taken over by McKenna. McKenna skates near side of her own zone. Ahead for Sly. Intercepted by Schilter. She'll fire it back to Walsh. Takes a slapper off a skate. Gets it again. Takes another shot. Was blocked by the stick of Pankowski. And now taken over. Falling down was McKenna. Does get it near side. Engineers keep it in at the blue line. It's Godin. Into the skates of Mankey. She lost it. And now Pankowski out to center. Stopped there by Kimberly. Shoots it off the boards right back into Princeton territory. That came off the linesman. Engineers keep it in the zone. Wren driving in. Centering pass and was looking for Wash, but she was a little further away than the pass would have shown. A shot down low. It was actually a pass from Godin. Looking for Mankey. Broken up. They played along the near side wall. Picked up there. Wash goes down. Looking for a call, not going to get it. Tigers out to center, 3-on-3 as they hit the RPI line. Poked away by Kimberly. Amanda Kimberly behind the goal, plays it off the back of the net. Godin tried to play, intercepted by the Tigers. Mahoney at the point, top of the circle now, down low, thrown in front off a skate. Played into the near corner, Godin fighting for it there. She gets bumped by Leahy. Now another centering pass, takes a deflection and never got to goal. Picked up by Godin again. Godin, far side circle of her own zone out to center. Good stick handle move to get free. Mankey gets harassed on her way through the neutral zone. She just dump it in and go off on a change. Mahoney, far side of her own zone. Oh, back to the center of the ice. Colzer, near side for Lloyd. That outlet pass too far for everybody. I believe she had crossed the center red line. No, they say she didn't. It's going to be icing on the Tigers. 5:44 left in the first period. 2-2 between RPI and Princeton. RPI goals from Svoboda and Rooney. Hillary Lloyd has both of Princeton's tallies, doubling her scoring output for the season in this first period. Middlebrook back into her own end. Plays it behind. Bohonic off the wall. Tomlinson looking for Svoboda. And now a shot coming. Easy save for O'Brien on the pad. Svoboda picks it up. Tries to move it out to center, and now here is Horwood. Horwood on the move, gets free. Puck is a little bit too far out in front of her, and it's going to be covered up. It's just a matter of how quickly Horwood could get to that one. She made a nice move around the defense, but in doing so, lost the handle on the puck, and it came trickling in on Newell, who kind of thought about coming out there but realized she didn't have to, and the puck was going to get to her before Horwood could get to it. Face off in the Princeton zone. Good puck battle win along the far side. Grushaw now drifts to the front of the net looking for the pass from Raspa all the way through. As Raspa was looking for both Mahoney and Grushaw, who were lurking in the front of the net. Engineers back to their own end to get it. Mahoney has it. Goes down, but does get the puck ahead. Will it be icing? No, they wave it off relatively early on. Pankowski in the corner. Turns away from Raspa, plays it to the near side. Grushow's the first one to it. Pokes free by Rooney, and now Grushaw and Rooney try to dig away in the near corner with a pair of Tigers down there. Back to the point, Schilter, wrist shot coming, sticked into the far corner, comes down high off the glass. Walsh on it for RPI. Plays it off Pankowski. Now Lloyd has it. She tries to clear it out, far side, can't get it out of the zone. Walsh is shot right on. Rebound, poked loose. Still sitting there, and the Engineers put it home! Katie Rooney picks up the rebound as Newell just couldn't reach it. And the Engineers regain the lead 3-2. So a couple of skaters both ways now who haven't had the tremendous amount of goal production. Both have 2 goals in this game. Lloyd with 2 for Princeton, came in with just 2. And now Katie Rooney came in with 0 goals, and now she has 2. The 9th shot for RPI equals things here. And they regain the lead in the goals department. Here's Godin. Past the center, right onto the tape of an opponent there. That was Cassidy Tucker, who plays it right back into the zone. Mahoney goes D to D to Kohler. Kimmerly up the far side boards, kept in by Tucker. Shot comes in, paddled away into the near side. And now the Engineers have it. Wash to center, got around one. It was actually Mankey rather, excuse me. So credit the assists on RPI's 3rd goal, the lone assist to Mariana Walsh, which is her first assist of the season. And 4th point. Bouncing puck far side into the RPI zone they come. Stabbing at it was Bohonic to break it up, and now Tomlinson into the skates of Mankey, and she'll backhand it to the circle of the Princeton zone where they turn it quickly back around to center. Intercepted by Svoboda. The outlet pass will force the Tigers back into their own end. Pankowski, captain, near side for Lloyd. Her cross-ice pass is broken up. Chipped off the wall by Bohonic. Coming over to dig for it in front of the Princeton bench. It's on the far side of the ice here at the Fieldhouse. Thrown near side for Lloyd into the zone. Lloyd, a shot, goes wide. It'll bounce around to the far side half wall. Tomlinson out to center, looking for Horwood. It's knocked down at center ice. Falk. Back for Strabley, and now carried into the zone by the Tigers. A shot, saved from a tight angle, rebound, move back to the point. Strabley slams it down low, picked up in the corner by Middlebrook, and now taken over by Grushaw. Svoboda, backhanded off the boards. It'll be picked up by Kolzer. Kolzer spinning around in her own end, throws it far side, and now helped out to center. Grushaw, stick handling, goes down, gets back on her feet, keeps the puck, plays it back for Middlebrook. Up the near side boards for Mahoney. Into the zone, intercepted, thrown far side. Now bouncing puck on the nice break up there. Grushaw tried to stick handle through traffic. Puck comes free to the blue line. Schilter ran out of real estate, just plays it off the near boards for Grushaw. Centering pass, looking for the redirection from Mahoney. Goes through her to the far side of the ice, where it's controlled by Raspa. Raspa behind for Mahoney. Tries to control on the skate, picks it up with a stick in the corner. Cycles for Raspa now. Raspa cycling again, looking for some help from Grushaw. Clearing effort towards the near side. Chipped high in the air, bouncing puck will leave the zone. Raspa tried to play it, but it bounced over her stick. It'll be controlled by the Tigers. McKenna, far side into the zone. Looking for McDonald. Working off the wall. Tucker has it knocked away. It's moved out to center ice. Back to get it, Pankowski. Beg your pardon, that was Kolzer. There'll be a whistled icing on the Engineers. Just 45.3 seconds left. RPI leading at 3-2. Engineers scoring the first 2 goals of this game. The Tigers coming back with 2. And then RPI going ahead with Katie Rooney's second of the game and second of the year. Puck dropped in the RPI end near side. Tie up in the corner. Gruschow comes away with it. Stops behind her own net. Pressure comes, plays it for Mahoney. Mahoney crosses the blue line, shielding the puck away from McKenna. And now Gruschow takes it back. Back for Banks. Skates out of her own end. Crosses center, dumps it in. It comes trickling in on Newell. Knocks it down with a blocker and stick, and then covers up. Walsh drove the net hard there, looking for a potential rebound. Newell's had a couple of issues with rebounds here that have cost at least 1 goal to get by her. That most recent RPI goal just couldn't control a puck. Engineers have been shooting high on her. She's not been able to control high pucks very well. A couple times she's got a blocker on things, but not steered into safe areas or been able to hold, which is 2 of the things you would like to do with that puck. As the horn sounds, the puck in the neutral zone, and some little extra pushing here at the end. Keeps things interesting as the period comes to a close. RPI with a 3-2 lead. Shots are 11 apiece. We will step aside here and be back with some analysis here in the first period. Your score after 1, once again, is RPI 3 and Princeton 2. You're listening to live coverage of RPI hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
There's a natural resource that exists everywhere on the planet which could benefit all of civilization, yet it's been largely ignored. That resource is women. At CARE, we found in country after country that empowering women is one of the fastest ways to help end poverty.
I am powerful.
I am powerful.
She has the power to change her world. You have the power to help her do it. Call 1-800-521-CARE or visit care.org.
Attention parents of young children. The following is a partial list of things that are probably happening in your back seat that you're completely unaware of. A food item is probably being stuffed into a crack. A strange sticky substance is being spread everywhere. Deep, sustained, nasal exploration. Someone is probably making faces. Hitting back. The cleaning of muddy shoes. Farting! Something is probably spilling. Gum is lodging in hair. And your kids are probably riding in car seats that are being used incorrectly. In fact, 3 out of 4 kids are not as safe as they should be. But the latch system is in most cars and makes it easier to get it right. Just attach the top tether and the lower anchors. The ones down near the old sandwich and the melted down crayons. Anchor, tether, latch. The next generation of child safety. A message from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Mom, thanks for taking me to work with you today.
It's my pleasure, honey.
Gee, you work with lots of people who don't look like you at all.
What do you mean?
Well, there are Asian people and African Americans and Latinos and...
Of course there are. Here, we all work together as a team.
But aren't they different than you are?
In a way, but those differences are good because they mean different ways of seeing things, different ways of thinking things, and different ways of doing things.
But Mom, if all that different stuff is so good where you work, how come where we live, everyone looks just like us?
Diversity shouldn't be left behind at work each day. In our neighborhoods, it can create a greater appreciation and respect for cultural differences and prepare our children for the global life that lies ahead. After all, your family doesn't live in a 9-to-5 world. Why should diversity?
Mom, the people you work with are awesome. I really like them.
To better understand the benefits of diversity in your community, log on to aricherlife.org. That's www.aricherlife.org. A message brought to you by the National Fair Housing Alliance in celebration of the 40th anniversary of the Fair Housing Act.
Welcome back to Ask the Government Employee. Before the break, all of our contestants, John the Park Ranger, Steve the Astronaut, and Judge Marie entered a 3-way tie. Here's the question. How do you find a government auction? Our contestants are looking confused. Ranger John, your answer.
The spotted owl has a 45-inch wingspan.
What? Wrong. Astronaut Steve?
My answer is food floats in space.
Your answer is wrong, Your Honor.
I declare that question a mistrial.
Just because someone works for the government doesn't mean they have all the government answers. Go to USA.gov for everything from getting student loans to finding government auctions to applying for passports. USA.gov, your official source for federal, state, and local government information.
You guys should really stick to your day jobs.
Is it a 42-inch wingspan?
USA.gov. It's government made easy.
Oh, hi, Jessica.
Hi, Mrs. Johnson. Is Megan there?
Sure, follow me. The kids are in the kitchen making sandwiches.
Hey, Julie. Hi, Megan. Hey, Megan.
Yeah?
You're a total freak. God, you're ugly. And dumb. Oh, and your makeup makes you look like a tramp. Tommy Morris told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. The whole school knows. He said your breath smelled like garbage, and he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows. And that dress is totally hideous. You look like a big fat clown. Disgusting. Oh, and by the way, nice zit.
If you wouldn't say it in person, why say it online? Delete cyberbullying. Don't write it, don't forward it. For more information, visit ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, Crime Prevention Coalition of America, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Dogs love me. He won't bite.
Floods don't happen here.
I'm sure this hanger will hold a mirror.
I don't need a helmet. It'll mess up my hair.
This isn't a flood zone.
The light just turned yellow. I can beat it.
The potato salad wasn't in the sun that long.
It doesn't rain enough here to flood.
Who needs an electrician? I can do it.
Floods don't happen here. Floods don't happen here. Right?
People have an amazing ability to deny obvious risks, like flooding. Yet wherever it can rain, it can flood. Fortunately, it's easy to find out your risk. Just visit floodsmart.gov or call 1-888-RAIN-022.
It's only a puddle. A very big puddle.
Brought to you by the National Flood Insurance Program.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Those words are just as true as they were back in 1961.
Carter Fleming, Community Center volunteer.
I am still trying to live up to that challenge, and with great privilege comes great responsibility.
Growing up in poverty taught me how to be determined, how to be goal-oriented.
Ray Wright, youth mentor.
I work with young people every day, and young people who have almost lost faith in the world surrounding them. I'm that ray of sunshine telling them we haven't been forsaken.
The giving spirit is as passionate in the boomers today as it was in our 20s, and we as a generation can still impact our country.
Lead, inspire, change the world again. Join thousands and find which volunteer opportunity is best for you. Call 1-800-424-8867 today or visit www.getinvolved.gov. This message is brought to you by the Corporation for National and Community Service and this station.
At night, when you're almost asleep, small sounds can be very disturbing. Little wonder then what really big sounds can do to your ears the rest of the time. Millions of Americans live with hazardous noise levels every day. And we don't just mean rock stars. A kitchen blender hits 85 decibels. The noise level audiologists know can cause permanent hearing loss. No need to wear earplugs when you make a banana smoothie. But if you're in the 85 decibel range for long periods, day after day, your hearing is at risk. People who work in nightclubs, who use power tools, who listen to music with headphones are especially vulnerable. For more on the 85 decibel danger zone and ways to protect your hearing health, visit asha.org. That's ASHA.org. A public service message from the American Speech Language Hearing Association, reminding you to keep an eye on your ears.
After I came home from the war, I lost everything. My job, my family. But this place, this is where I started to put my life back together.
A few weeks ago, my husband of 47 years had a stroke. I'm staying here in this room while he recovers. Without this place, I don't know what I'd do.
At Volunteers of America, we envision a world where everyone has a place to call home.
12 years my family lived in that house. Then it was gone, washed away in a flood. We were on the street. The day we came here, that's when I knew we could make it.
But it's not just about having a place to call home. It's about improving lives. Through our programs and support, our promise and hope, we work so that no one will be left behind. After all, who are we as a society if we don't help those who need it the most? To help strengthen your community, volunteersofamerica.org.
Welcome back inside the Houston Fieldhouse. The Engineers lead the Princeton Tigers by a score of 3-2. My name is Perry Lascaris here, 91.5 FM, WRPI in Troy. It was the Engineers who got the scoring started in just 24 seconds of the first period. Alice Svoboda, the senior captain, picked up her fourth goal of the season from Amanda Kimmerly. Engineers made it 2-0 at 2:33 as Katie Rooney picked up the first of her 2 goals on the afternoon thus far. Assists to Mariana Walsh and Kelly O'Brien. And then Hillary Lloyd with a power play goal over Princeton. The only power play chance for either team was capitalized on by the visiting Tigers at 6:36. Assists to Jamie McDonald and Cassidy Tucker. Princeton tied the game at 11:31. Hillary Lloyd's second of the game and fourth of the year from McDonald. Then it was Rooney scoring her second to give RPI back the lead at 15:52. An assist to Mariana Walsh. Shots were 11 apiece. Of course, the Tigers 1 for 1 on the power play. The Engineers 0 for 0. Face-offs very tight, 10-9 in favor of RPI. Shin Tomlinson was the best in the circle for RPI. She went 3-2. Wren went 2-1. Grushaw went 2-1. And for Princeton, McDonald went 6-3, and McKenna went 2-0. Those are the positive face-off folks for the Tigers. We'll be back with the second period. And this one in just a few minutes. You are listening to live coverage of RPI hockey, 91.5 FM WRPI Troy.
What? Like meet you for real? I don't even really know you.
Sure you do, after all the time we've been chatting.
Well, I guess, but where would we meet?
Movies, downtown, anywhere.
You seem nice, but...
Talk like this takes place every day on telephone chat lines. It may seem safe, but it's not. On the phone, you don't always know who you're talking to, and everything you hear isn't true. The voice that sounds so nice might belong to someone with nothing nice in mind. Whether you're a young boy or girl or a teenager, you should learn about telephone chat lines before you talk yourself into trouble. And parents, you can have chat line service blocked. Telephone service providers are required to provide blocking at your request. For more information, call your local phone company or the New York State Public Service Commission at 1-888-ASK-PSC1 or go to askpsc.com. This message was produced in cooperation with the New York State Public Service Commission and the New York State Broadcasters Association. Remember, don't talk yourself into trouble.
The following is a public service message of this station and call to recycle.
Hi, this is Richard Karn, asking you to help protect the environment by recycling your old rechargeable batteries and cell phones. Chances are you already recycle paper, glass, and plastic. It's just as important to recycle old cell phones and rechargeable batteries. They're the kind you find in power tools, cell and cordless phones, laptop computers, and other cordless electronics. It's easy. Just take that old rechargeable battery or cell phone to any participating retailer. Home improvement centers, electronic stores, and other retailers all across America have joined the nonprofit Call to Recycle program. To find a participating drop-off location, call toll-free 877-2RECYCLE or visit us online at calltorecycle.org. Recycling old rechargeable batteries and cell phones is easy, and it's free. Please, answer the call to recycle.
Hey parents, it's hard to pick up your kids nowadays without embarrassing them.
Hi, honey. Not in front of my friends.
embarrassment goodbye with OMGPS. OMGPS is a state-of-the-art navigation system that tells you exactly how far away you need to park when you pick up your kids.
Keisha at mall. Proceed to outer food court.
But she's not at the food court. She's at the movie theater.
Exactly. OMGPS comes with patented preteen reasoning technology to pinpoint precise pickup locations and minimize embarrassment.
In 100 yards, turn off the oldies music.
Thanks, OMGPS.
OMGPS is not available in stores because it doesn't exist. But that's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent, because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Once again, we welcome you inside the Houston Fieldhouse as we prepare for period number 2 between the Engineers and Princeton Tigers. RPI scoring 3 goals in that first period, including 2 in the first 2.5 minutes to take an early lead. Tigers fought their way back, including a power play goal. Hillary Lloyd scoring both of Princeton's goals in that first period. We are underway here in the second. Engineers skating left to right, Tigers right to left. I'd like to welcome those of you also watching this afternoon's game, I should say, on RPI TV. One more time here from the Houston Fieldhouse, getting set for period number 3. RPI leading Princeton by a score of 4-3. My name is Perry Lascaris here on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. First of 2 games on the day, 4 games on the weekend, and 5 games in 5 days here. As the Engineers women are in action against Providence on Tuesday. It's a rare Tuesday game. It's a 4 o'clock start. You can hear it live here on WRPI. Engineers playing 2 3 o'clock games this weekend due to the nature of the multiple home games. They don't want to run up too close to the men's game, of course. You want that 2-hour kind of buffer. That's why the women are playing at 3, the men at 7, both tonight and tomorrow. Ready for the third. Shots are 21-18 in favor of RPI as Engineers will skate from right to left to try to close this one out. And try to do so without scoring a power play goal for the first time all season. Now, if they get a power play goal, that would greatly increase their chances, of course, of picking up their second league win of the year. Swoboda off the boards, off of a linesman. They hit Joshua Wang over there. Shot comes through, picked up at the point, a drive, kick save made on the toe by O'Brien. Another terrific stop there. There's 2 quick ones for Kelly O'Brien out of the gate. Now Horwood on the move, has Grushow in front, takes a shot, and that one's turned away by Newell. So good saves at both ends here in the opening minute of the third period. Good back check that time by Raspa, breaks things up. Banks will throw it up the far side boards. It'll be tracked down by Strabley. Princeton trying to break out of their own end, far side. All the way down the ice it goes. They wave off the icing. They say that Tigers beat out the race. It was Fiona McKenna doing the legwork there for the Tigers. Now hauled up and dragged down was Mahoney. Penalty upcoming on Princeton. And now tripped up was Bohonic, I believe, or was it Grushow? It was Grushow. It's going to be a hold. And they'll send the Engineers to the power play for the second time. So 18:43 left in the third. And the Engineers will go on their second power play. Not sure why they're looking to face things up. Oh, they're going to get one both ways. Excuse me. Engineers have a player in the box as well. It's Mahoney. So they're going to give her for embellishment. I'm not sure. Didn't quite look like it from here. Either way, it's going to be a hook and a shot. The near side, they're going to get a hold on Mahoney, I believe. So just coincidental minors make it no power play. I beg your pardon, as we're playing 4-on-4. So the faceoff was in the RPI zone. That was what first clued me in. I didn't see the call against Mahoney. I just saw the hook. And now a puck deep in the Engineers' end. They'll take it out. Bohonic on the move. Backhands it ahead. It goes wide of the goal. Played far side. Now Princeton will skate ahead. Into the zone. Quick shot along the ice. Turned away by O'Brien. Godin tried to stick it free. Tucker had it for a second. Hands it off to McKenna. Out to center comes Mari Mankey. Throwing it right to into the Tiger in front of her. Now Godin has it for RPI. Fires it in. Slides around to the far side corner. Strabley. Up the wall. Picked up by Banks. Banks through the legs of Horwood. Does get a piece of it in deep. McKenna playing it behind, around for Potts. And now Tomlinson. Towards the point, pass didn't come off very cleanly. And now back out to the point. Stop there. Kept in by the Tigers. It was Colzer. To the half boards. Potts feeding it in front, and it'll be taken over by Katie Rooney. Rooney dragged to the ice at center. Penalties have expired, so both teams back to even strength here, 5-on-5. Or 4-on-4, of course, the 2 minutes there. Rooney cycling for Hilwa. Hilwa in the corner. She's tied up by McKenna. Rooney comes in to try and dig away. 2 players go down, 1 each way. It was Rooney and McKenna. McKenna still on both knees trying to win it away, but taken away by Rooney. Trying to work it out in front, still there, jamming at it. A save by Newell, and she holds on. It was Mariana Walsh who got a pretty solid look at that one. And she was able to jam it on goal, but Newell in good position. Able to make the stop. RPI leading Princeton 4-3. Shots are 23-20 in favor of the Tigers, however. Spinning around Mahoney. Cycling for Raspa. Raspa down low for Mahoney. Chopped at. Towards the near boards. Raspa does keep it in for a second, but it's carried out. McConnell 3-on-1 if they hurry. No, 3-on-2 for the Tigers. Top of the circle. Walking in, a shot trickles in on O'Brien. And she's able to cover it up. Not really what you're looking for there if you're the Tigers. What turned into a 3-on-2. They didn't get much of a shot off there. Tigers were credited with a shot on goal. Lauren Wash flips it out of play, heads up. That one went directly into the crowd. Back to the point off the draw. Shot comes through, sticked away by O'Brien on the try by Strabling. That one will be scooped into the air far corner. Puck goes behind the RPI net. Helped along there. Now fed out in front just off the bench. It was a good poke check there by Mankey. Got it free, but the Tigers keep it in the zone. Falk walking in front. And a tripping call coming up here on the Engineers. It was Falk trying to walk in front, and she was upended. They're going to get Wash, and she'll go off here. Second power play chance for the Tigers. They are 1 for 1. Move it back to the point. Pankowski down low for Sly. Sly behind the net. Mahoney. Center ice blue line. Pankowski. Far circle. Near side Mahoney walking in, looking for the redirection down low from Falk, and it didn't happen. As the pass was too far out in front. Engineers trying to clear the zone. Kept in by Mahoney. Right onto the tape of Godin. She flips it out to center. Pankowski. Far side. Carried in by Leahy. Leahy shoots it in. Bohonic, the first one there. Glove down by Sly, but the Engineers are able to clear. All the way down the ice it goes. Through the neutral zone, here's Lloyd. Has 2 of the 3 goals for Princeton today, both coming in the first period. Engineers on top 4-3. They've never trailed in this game. Tigers have come back to tie on a couple occasions. Neutral zone, Colzer. Center ice, crosses the red line. Stick handling around Mahoney. Made her look a little bit silly there. Now Lloyd. Cross ice, bouncing puck all the way through. Tucker has it. Tucker out of the zone. And now Colzer again. Up the far side boards. Connects to Lloyd at the near side blue line. Lloyd carries across the line, waiting. Still 12 seconds to go on the Princeton power play. Tucker in the circle. One-timer coming from the top of the slot area. That hit a body and goes wide. 3 seconds to go on the wash penalty. One more try here for the Tigers. Deflected, and it goes wide. It went behind the net. Players looking around, didn't see the shot come at all. And now RPI can break here if they want. Well, Mahoney went off, and now Svoboda will carry down low all by herself. Skates around the net now, has a chance to look up. Still Svoboda, top of the slot. A shot is hit us off a body. And Princeton will move it out to center. Broken up by Kimmerly. Played on forward. Here's Horwood into the zone. Has Tomlinson tried to feed it in front. Does on the second try, but hit her skate. And Tomlinson isn't able to get a shot off. That one nearly gloved down by Kimmerly, but it skips by her. Picked up by Godin in her own zone. 12:15 left in the third. Still a long way to go. The Engineers have a 4-3 lead on the Princeton Tigers. Remember, this RPI team takes on 5th-ranked Quinnipiac tomorrow. A Quinnipiac team that does not give up goals. They're 13-1-3 on the season. One of the 3 ECAC teams ranked currently in the polls. Now here's Wash throwing it cross ice, broken up. Shot back in by Shanahan. Helped on by Raspa to Wash. Wash shooting off the boards is intercepted by Leahy. Picked up by Middlebrook, who came across from her left defensive spot to play it along the far wall. Scooped out to center, backhanded back into RPI territory. Middlebrook's going to get there. Middlebrook goes down. Penalty coming on the Tigers, and a shot after the whistle. It's going to be a trip, and the Engineers have a pretty solid argument here. That shot came well after the whistle had sounded. Fiona McKenna ripped one over the top of the net, and I don't think anything's going to come of that, but RPI will go on the power play for the second time. It's going to be a trip. And they're going to get Morgan Sly, I believe. Yep, it is Sly going off. Draw up coming in the Princeton zone. Into the corner. Far side. Scooped off the boards. Good keep by Bohonic. Near point, Schilter. Engineers looking for that power play goal here. As they set it up top. Schilter looking for the deflection down low. Svoboda nearly got it. Now she throws it in front on a blind backhand pass, and it'll be covered up by Newell. We'll have a stoppage. Minute 40 to go on the RPI power play. 11:01 left in the third period. Draw coming to Newell's right. One straight back by McDonald. Mahoney up the far side boards over to Falk. Clearing effort, hit the linesman. Engineers catch a bit of a break there, although they do go back into their own zone anyway. Schilter behind for Bohonic. Back for Schilter. Schilter will skate out. Ahead for Tomlinson. She can't control the pass. Wasn't really looking for it. And that'll allow the Tigers to clear again. Schilter has some pressure on her from McDonald along the near wall in front of her own bench. Horwood picks it up and skates back into her own zone momentarily. Now back out to the neutral zone far side. Into Princeton territory. Stops there. Plays it back to the point for Godin. Godin down low looking for Grushow. Grushow has it there. A lot of space to work. Finds Wash. Hits her skate. Hands it right back to Grushow. Grushow thought about a pass back to the point. Carries it there herself. Throws it center ice. Fed down low, looking for the deflection. Sits there, picked away by Mahoney. 44 seconds to go on the RPI power play. Touching it back to the point. The Engineers can't keep it in. Godin over to get it. Dishes it off to Grushow. Grushow plays it around one defender. Skates on into the zone with it. Grushow down low, behind the goal. Indirect to the point. Godin carrying it up top. Now to the top of the near circle. Grushow's shot takes a deflection. Swatted at, and they score! A power play goal for the Engineers, and it's 5-3. More trouble with rebound control for Newell. Princeton with a complaint here. But right now, it's going down as a power play goal for the Engineers. I didn't see who was able to get that one home in the end. Still a discussion going on in front of the scorers table. or the scorer's box, rather. If it stands, of course, it'll be that all-important power play goal that the Engineers seemingly need to win games. I heard a whistle, but I'm not sure who would have blown it. I'm not sure what they can review here. I don't think there's sound on the review, so they're not going to be able to hear a whistle. That's what. It's exactly what Jeff Campersall is clearly yelling across the ice. There's no audio on it. I heard the whistle, but I'm not sure. It sounded like an errant whistle because the puck was still being fought for, and the official behind the net pointed to the net saying goal. So a lot of confusion here. I thought I heard a whistle, but the referees on the ice pointed a good goal. So either someone blew a whistle or they didn't. Seemingly simultaneous with the goal being scored. That's all I can really tell you. But it was very faint, and I almost thought it didn't happen because of how everyone reacted on the ice. So I guess I'll leave it at that. We'll have to decide something here. The official behind the net clearly never blew his whistle because he pointed good goal. Now, the whistle may have come from somebody else, but I'm not sure why they would have blown the whistle. We'll see what they decide here. And they're going to say no goal. And now they're going to have to talk things over with RPI head coach John Burke, who thought his team had scored a power play goal. Now they have to go back out on the ice. There's still some time left on the power play, I believe. I think it has to be close to 15 seconds or so. But really a tough blow for RPI. An errant whistle may have cost them a goal here. .21 seconds left on the power play. Still a discussion going on here. With Robert Sorelli and one of the linesmen, Joshua Wang, and RPI head coach John Burke, who it seems as though this is a mistake on the part of the officials, and really not much the Engineers could do about it. One of the referees saw the puck. It was the referee behind the net. That's Adam Wood. Saw the puck was free and didn't blow his whistle, and then pointed at the net when it went in. Now, it must have been the back official who blew his whistle, who maybe lost sight of the puck. Then it probably isn't his call to make. Anyway, RPI still up 4-3, 9:42 left, 21 seconds on the power play. RPI has it in the zone near point Godin. Walking in, working it down low, through it between both Mahoney and Gruschow. Now behind the net, Wash lost it, picked away by Kolzer. She shoots it off the boards and all the way down. This will do it for the power play. Stopped up there by O'Brien, played behind with a glove awkwardly, and nearly turned into a chance there for the Tigers. RPI keeps it. Out of the box comes Sly, back to 5-on-5, and the Engineers are 0 for 2 on the power play. Walking in now with it, shot right on, saved by O'Brien, puck goes behind the net. Near side boards with it. Gruschow tossed the stick away of one of her opponents, and the puck comes out to center, right to Mahoney for Princeton. She'll throw it far side. And they dump it in, stopped there by O'Brien. Run into the back wall there. Played back to Wren, chopping at it behind the goal. A lot of pressure by the Tigers. They work and turn the puck over. Taken right back by Gruschow. Throws it up the far side boards out to center. Cannot be kept in along the far wall. There's a heavy collision there as it was Kolzer going into the boards pretty hard. With a little help from an Engineer, but now it comes out to center. Backhanded deep by Walsh. Chased down by Mankey, who runs into Strabley. And now Mahoney. Stick handles around some forecheck pressure. That came from Rooney. McDonald out to center. Ahead for Lloyd. Lloyd into the zone. Takes a shot. Stick save by O'Brien. Rebound stopped by O'Brien again, who wants to cover and then absolutely decked there. Contini ran over Mankey. And there's not going to be a call here. That was pretty iffy play there from Contini, who decks Mari Mankey after the whistle. Kind of surprised they allowed that because they don't allow that during play, so I'm not sure how they would be allowed after the whistle, but either way, we play on. Now McDonald trying to get free. She's all tied up with a couple of engineers. Can't get the shot off. McDonald out of the corner. Feeding it back high slot, Strabley. Feeding it down low for Lloyd. Lloyd's tied up. Being harassed there by Horwood. Engineer lost her glove. That was Schilter. Kept in deep. Banks backhanding it right into Lloyd. Contini's there to help out, but the puck comes loose. RPI trying to move it out to center. 7:20 left in the third. They get it deep. Svoboda trying to get there first. Pinning against the boards in the corner. Finds Horwood. Sweeping clearing attempt ahead for Lloyd. She'll cross center and dump it in cross ice to the far corner. Bohonic trying to slap it out to center. Deflected off a Tiger, but the Engineers stay on the puck. It's Tomlinson who dumps it in. Princeton has it, neutral zone. Tied up there, Wash just feeds it back softly into the zone. Kelsey Kolzler. Far side, now through center. Turned up ice off the stick of Cassidy Tucker. And she can't control. Puck goes behind the goal. Kicked at by Godin for Bohonic. Bohonic off the glass. Kept in by the Tigers. Centering pass, Tucker moves it to her forehand. Takes a shot up high. Save was made. Rebound poked wide. A wide open net. And somehow they don't score. Now a shot from the point. That takes a deflection in the try by Kolzer. Oh my goodness. What an opportunity. It was Kirsten Falk who had the whole net to shoot at and put it wide somehow. Somehow finding a space between the net and behind the goaltender O'Brien. There's a shot saved by O'Brien. She'll use her stick to gather it in. Well, if the Tigers don't come back in this game, you can point to that moment right there. A wide open opportunity. Somehow we're not able to stick it home. 5:56 left in the third. Still 4-3 Engineers. Bouncing puck into the far corner of the RPI zone. First one to it is McKenna. She's tied up there. Puck between her skate and the wall. Rasmus over there for RPI. As well as a couple older players for each team. As the teams kind of congregate. Now it pops free behind the RPI goal. Helped along by Schilter to the near side. Poked free by Schilter. Schilter scooping up the far boards for Raspa. Good touch pass ahead for Grushow. Grushow for Mahoney. Mahoney trying to get it back to Grushow, but she's tied up. Mahoney staying on the puck, does get it in front, but it's intercepted by McKenna. McKenna up the near side boards. Good pinch by Godin to break things up, and then it'll be shot all the way down. No icing here as the Engineers have it. And we come up on 5 minutes to go in the third. Walsh into the zone all by herself as it knocked away from her. Mahoney behind the goal. Pressure comes from Walsh. Near side for Lloyd. Back behind for Mahoney. Pressure comes from Rooney. Engineers try to break it up. Centering pass intercepted by Kolzer. Moved out quickly to Lloyd. Lloyd had a half a step on Kimberly, but Kimberly recovers well. Now moving into the slot. A shot over the top by Contini. Walking right out in front, and the Tigers have had a couple of those type opportunities today. Have not taken advantage so far. Now Lloyd trying to drive the net. Throws a shot on goal. Covered up. Maybe. Yes. O'Brien has it. In amongst all the legs in front of her. She's able to cover that one up. 4:18 on the clock. Shots are 31-20 Princeton, but RPI holding on to that 4-3 lead. Here comes the draw. One back by the Tigers, poked at, bouncing in the far circle, backhanded towards goal. Contini got a stick on it. wasn't able to do much with it. Now Wash trying to move it out of the zone, make it Mankey rather. Throw near side. Schilter gets a piece. Ahead for Horwood. And now Tomlinson shoots into the zone. Mahoney picks it up for the Tigers, far side. Long outlet pass connects. Tucker into the zone. Stops up, takes a shot, blocked by a skate. Horwood comes over to help out. She'll flip it off the glass and out to center. Pankowski shoots it back in. Rolled around to the far corner. Good poke check by Schilter to break that play up. Far side is Falk. Tapped around to the near corner with 3:20 to go. Mahoney on for Mankey. Tracked down by Strabley. And Princeton will look to break here. 3:08 left in the third. Another loose stick from a Princeton player. Engineers have it in their own zone. Godin moving out far side, connects to center. Wash. Short pass there to Gruschow into the zone far side. Played it around to the defender. Pankowski's going to get there first in the corner. Taken away by Wash. Back to the point. Shot coming. Not a lot on it. Hit a skate. Pops free to the point. Shot from the slot by Mahoney. Hit another skate and goes into the near corner. Pankowski, far side of her own zone. Outlet pass through everybody. This is going to be icing on the Tigers. And the whistle blows with 2:31 on the clock. Reminder, we do have men's hockey coming up. 7 o'clock puck drop, 6:45 pregame. As it's one back to Svoboda. Svoboda behind the net. Looking to center, bounces out in front, and Newell's going to cover. Had her right leg up against the post, and puck just kind of bounced in front of her, and she was able to cover it up with little trouble. Puck pushed back towards the point. RPI defenseman had vacated the zone, so they'll just flip it right back in. It was Bohonic. Kolzer. Ahead. Here's Leahy into the RPI zone. Leahy stick handling, throws it far side, finds the backhand of Kolzer, who gets dumped in the corner. Didn't get much on the shot and put it wide. Loose puck in the slot, trying to walk in front was Tucker, intercepted by the Engineers. They'll move it out to center ice. Horwood just tried to skate through bodies, try and win it. Empty net for the Tigers here with 1:48 left. Ahead here for Potts. Potts into the zone. Poked free, kept in the zone. Leahy. Leahy down low. Running to that time, it was McKenna. Tucker in the near corner. Minute and a half to go. 6 skaters on the ice for the Tigers, trying to find an equalizing goal. Shot through traffic. Intercepted by Gruschow, trying to clear, couldn't get it out. Near side half boards, Mahoney. She takes a crack at it, and it does leave the zone. Tigers need to touch up, and they do. Neutral ice, spinning around there. Mahoney. Up the near side boards. Broken up. Now Taylor Mahoney for RPI. Lloyd back to her own zone with it, with 1 minute to go in the third period. RPI up 4-3, looking to hold on here against the Princeton Tigers. Banks tried to shield the puck, was knocked away from her. Lloyd can't control. Taylor Mahoney has it for RPI. Up the near side boards, collision there. Svoboda goes spinning to the ice. Puck comes free to Mahoney, trying to skate through a check. She's lost her stick. Mahoney then trips Kolzler with her leg, as she didn't have a stick anymore. But they're going to call it incidental contact. 29 seconds to go. Fed forward on the backhand, rolling puck into Princeton territory. Back to get it, McDonald. Up the far side boards with 19 to go. Neutral ice, the Engineers shoot it back in. This will be icing, though. And Banks ices it with 14.9, exactly what she was not trying to do there. She had all day, but missed everybody down the ice here. So a big spot here. Engineers in their own zone. Face-off upcoming with 14.9, leading by a goal. Big draw. Tomlinson wins it back. Banks in the corner, looking to pin it up there. 3 Tigers over there trying to dig it free. Tomlinson over to try to help it into the boards with 5 seconds to go. Still nothing going. Engineers just keeping the puck in the corner, and that's where this one ends. Terrific play by the Engineers, and it was Brandy Banks who, in the end, made atone for her late game icing mistake by just pinning the puck in the corner, and the Tigers couldn't get it off of her. Great strength shown by the Engineers, and a good job a couple of times in this game when Princeton looked to maybe have taken over the momentum. RPI was able to hold on to the lead and in the end hold off the Tigers. No goals scored in this third period, but RPI is able to come away with the 4-3 win. We'll run down the scoring quickly here. Scoring started in the first period. 24 seconds. Ali Svoboda scoring from Amanda Kimmerly made it 1-0 RPI. Engineers made it 2-0 at 2:33 of the first. Katie Rooney scored the first of her 2 goals on the day. Assist to Mariana Walsh and the goaltender Kelly O'Brien. Then the comeback started for the Tigers. They actually pulled even. Scoring first at 6:36 of the first, a goal by Hillary Lloyd. Assist to Jamie McDonald and Cassidy Tucker made it 2-1. And then at 11:31, Lloyd tied the game at 2 with an assist to McDonald. Still in the first, 15:52, Katie Rooney with her second of the game for Mariana Walsh made it 3-2. And at 8:09 of the second, Molly Contini tied the game at 3 with assist to Ali Pankowski and Molly Strabley. RPI regained the lead at 12:28 of the second. Marissa Raspa scoring her 5th of the year from Alexa Grushow, and Taylor Mahoney capped the scoring. Final shots in this one, 33-21 in favor of the Tigers. That's 30 stops for Kelly O'Brien. She picks up so that'll do it for us here from the Houston Fieldhouse. The Engineers come away with a 4-3 win. They are in action tomorrow against Princeton. Before we go, we'd like to come up with our offensive and defensive engineers of the game. Offensive engineer of the game is going to be Katie Rooney. Created some chances, scored a couple goals, and she will be our offensive engineer of the game. Defensively, we're going to give the defensive engineer of the game to Kelly O'Brien. She had to be big in a number of spots when RPI was trying to hold on to that lead late in the game. She picked up her 3rd one. So before we go, once more, we'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. Reminder, WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So long as we are broadcasting, we'll provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, that is WRPI.org. I'd like to thank Jude Dempsey back at the station for inboarding today. A reminder, our next women's hockey broadcast is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Our next sports broadcast coming up in about 2 hours or so. The RPI men take on number 6, Miami. Here live on 91.5 FM. So we'd like to thank all of you for listening. My name is Perry Lascaris. Final score, once again, was the Engineers 4 and the Tigers 3. You've been listening to live coverage of RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.